Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 8th grade concept of volume, specifically how we can describe the volume of a cylinder, and we'll do it in 5 minutes or less. So we've got this basic shape here and we want to find the volume. Now we have to find the volume because it is a 3-dimensional shape. If we're wanting to find area, that's typically a 2-dimensional shape unless we're looking for surface area. We're not looking for that in this video. So how do we find the volume? Well, here's the funny thing about volume. So if we're looking for the volume of a prism, so we're looking at volume of a prism, so maybe like a cube, rectangular prism, right? That's base times height. How do we find the volume of this cylinder? Well, we have this cylinder, and guess what? It's the exact same. Now, the bases are different. Height is the same. The change here is the base, right? The base of this cylinder is a circle. The base of that prism is a square, or we could do a rectangular prism, right? So it's going to be a different base. But you know what? It's going to be base times height. So it seems pretty simple, but here's how we'll get some problems in 8th grade, and it doesn't quite work out that well. Typically, there's not much they can give you for a circle. All they can give you is the diameter, they can give you the circumference, they can give you the radius. Now, typically what you're going to see is you're going to see something that looks kind of like this. They're probably going to give you the diameter, right? And they'll give you something like this, and let's say it's 5.5 centimeters. Then I'll have to give you the height. So we'll do this right here. We'll say, all right, the height is 12 centimeters. And they'll say, write an equation. Well, how do we write this equation? Because this is base times height. Well, the height is easy, right? So the volume is going to be something times this 12, because we've got the height. But what does base mean? Well, the base means the area of, and I'll use this bottom one since these are identical bases, it's the area. So base is the area of whatever that 2-dimensional shape means. And so we've got the circle. Well, how do we find the area of a circle? So we need a separate equation that they don't give you on this one. So area of a circle, that's where, if we're taking like a STAR test, we've got our formula chart, but that's one that most of us probably remember. That's pi r squared. And so we know this pi is 3.14, but we don't even need to change that. We can keep it as pi, right? Simply because we're just going to estimate it, and actually some calculators today actually have a pi button, so we can just plug that in directly. But we need this radius. And here's the trick. They don't give us the radius. This right here is not the radius. This is the diameter. And they're not going to label any of these for you. So you just have to know what these terms are. So the diameter goes all the way across. What we're looking for is the radius. This is the radius that we're looking for right here. And we're going to have to calculate that on our own. Now, here's the nice thing. 2 radii equals a diameter, right? So the diameter cut in half basically is how we're going to find that radius. We're going to take the diameter cut in half. So what we have to do is we have to calculate that. So we have to say our radius equals this diameter of 5.5 cut in half. So that's going to be 2.75. So the answer is going to involve this 2.75, which doesn't show up anywhere on the diagram. And so now we can plug this back in here. So area equals pi 2.75, and you just square that. So that's what this is going to be. So this base is pi 2.75 squared times 12. That's the volume.